Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, fish and hamsters, lizards and snails, grass and trees, sunflowers, roses, people who work at Walmart or Dollar Store, or people who may work at the Rent Center or Best Buy. You are now tuned in with the greatest of the greatest, the best of the best of the absolute best, and that is myself. And on the line with me, ladies and gentlemen, I have a brother, a longtime supporter of myself and Zack Snyder, and his name is Cap Ramsey. Brother Cap, how are you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm good. Wow. Hell of an introduction, I gotta say.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Now, now, Cap, you've been a very loyal, a very passionate, and a long time supporter of not just hashtag release the Snyder cut, but also Zack Snyder himself. And when I see you post some of the things you post, it's guys like you, guys like brother Peel, shout out to him. Guys like my brother Fran, shout out to him. Even the guys like the heroes that we don't often give attention to, like brother Rezi and brother Jordan Ross, shout out to both of them. You guys push me and inspire me to keep going. And if I had a hat, the saying, I hang my hat off to you every day. If I wore a hat, I legitimately would do that when I see some of the things you guys post in support of what we're trying to do. And now, starting it off, Cap, let me we're just gonna get right into.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
I really mean that. Now we've been through hell the past couple of months, needless to say. As fans, I'm just gonna say it like that. We've been through some hell. We've literally, it's literally like it's literally like the freaking nightmare scene came true for the fans of BVS and Man of Steel, and what was originally intended. And it's
Just
like
a fucked up timeline of disappointment.
yeah, and it's like I was telling brother Rezi and brother Jordan last night. It's literally like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 15 everywhere, not just on Twitter but everywhere. And starting off, brother Cap, I'm gonna tell you this: there seems to be a select group of individuals, and I'm not one to call no names. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it was this guy. I'm not a snitch, because snitches.
Point him out, Josh. Point him out.
No, man. I mean, snitches get stitches, so I'm not a snitch, and there's a code I live by personally. But
Fair enough.
anyway, there's a select group of individuals, ready to call it quits, and another group of individuals who seemingly have taken the opportunity to say things like, oh yeah, see, I told you, y'all need to give up on the Snyder cut. Oh, I told you. Ooh. What is your response to those groups of individuals, brother Cap?
Not gonna happen. Never. Not until we get his vision released. So
Hey, brother Cap.
They're just gonna piss off.
Hey, brother Cap. I promise you, I'm gonna stay completely silent. So go as long as you need to go, my brother.
Yeah, just go. Well, to those haters and fans who gave up, they can piss off because we're not gonna stop. We're we are going nowhere. We're gonna keep coming.
Facts.
Yeah. That's that's Spartan code, Spartan law. Never give up, never compromise. So that ain't happening. Not until he gets justice, until we get his vision released. So, does they give up? I say we can do this all day.
I hear you, man. I absolutely, I feel that. I hear you, man. And like I said, It's that passion, brother, that inspires me to keep going. Cause man, I gotta be honest with you, Cap. It's like sometimes I doubt myself, and I'm like, you know, I get so frustrated, you know, and I get really really like upset with all that we know. And like I said in a past video, it's like somebody just wrote this shit and made like stirred this shit in a pot and made up some diabolical plot, man. And it's like the one of the worst plots in history, one of the most evil plots in history that's actually real. You dig what I'm saying?
I definitely hear you. See, to that point, I was gonna say, you know, once we win, once we um, accomplish our victory and our goal,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we're gonna look back on all our growth, all our missteps, all our progress, and it's gonna feel good. Once we claim victory,
Mm-hmm.
we can look back and it's gonna feel all good. We'll feel vindicated. We'll
Mm-hmm.
feel relief. Um, we'll yeah, we will have a big uh, sigh of relief of just breathing in fresh air. That through all our that through all our willpower, our strength, our courage, we fought, we won. So lose hope. Don't give in. You um, I believe in us.
Mm-hmm.
You should too.
Damn. Okay. And Cap, I'm glad that you said don't give up, man. That to me is the main thing. Like I said, I know, you know, again, like I always say, like I've been saying the past couple of weeks, we don't know about, for example, Henry's status. We don't know what they're planning on doing with Ray Fisher as Cyborg. To me, that Ray Fisher is just a golden opportunity waiting to happen. But yet y'all can greenlight freaking Super Pets. Not this is Super Pets. I never heard of Super Pets, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you got Ray Fisher, for example, and y'all just, you know, just letting the brother, you know, just stay out there. And, you know, you got a golden opportunity there. Henry is obviously more amped than ever and more ready and willing than ever to play Superman. I know he's filming The Witcher, but the man's commitment is like something I've never personally seen. I mean, this guy literally wants to keep playing Superman. And I'm not dissing Michael B. Jordan at all. I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan. I think he's a very talented individual. But I'm just saying, bro, like, we know. We know what the 5-film plan was going to be. We know. We've seen Henry Cavill's Superman up to this point, and we don't want to stop, you know. But moving on before I get started, what quote from Zach's films, and it doesn't have to be Man of Steel or BVS, it can be any of them. What quote from Zach's films do you think is one we most need now?
Um, we have the tools to fight and to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
So use them. Keep pushing content, more podcasts, more tweets, more articles that are
Positive.
as Paul as Paul puts it in our little Spartan group chat.
Mm-hmm.
More pro DCEU or pro Snyder articles.
Mm-hmm.
Just more Zach content will be all for the better. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard.
It is.
It's really damn all this awful news and then also what's going on. So it's extremely hard to stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try, cause like Pilly and Brian, they say calm down, relax, breathe, keep fighting. Because Zach hasn't given up. Jay Living hasn't given up. Nobody from the Cats group has given up to fight for his vision. So we should neither. Um, and also, I'm not giving up in the first place because I love Zach and also after all he's been through, we can't give up. If we
Exactly.
give up, that's a slap in the face to Zach
Exactly.
and to Deborah and to all the cast and crew.
Yes. And
So that's not
yeah.
happening.
And I think
I
you,
mean,
I hey brother Cap, you still there, man?
oh, no, yeah. No. I was paused to let you talk. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like you mentioning those big names, Jay, shout out to him. Jason, shout out to him as well. Them continuing to support the cut just goes to show the impact that movie, the actual movie itself is gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show
Exactly.
you. But moving on, Cap, and everything. Let me ask you this now: with Ben Affleck, officially being out and Matt Reeves still in, what is your stance on the Batman at this point? And before you answer, there's a lot of people. A lot of people were let down and disappointed, myself included. Uh, we got the official confirmation from Ben himself last week and everything, and then on the bright side, we get to see him in Triple Frontier. And hopefully WB, like I say, will use common sense and go ahead and do the accounting too with Gavin O'Connor, since they snagged him from freaking the Suicide Squad sequel. That's another video. But what is your stance with Matt Reeves being in and Ben Affleck being out?
I get three things. First thing, fuck you critics and fuck you bloggers. You caused this to happen. This is your fault. With the countless bullshit, clickbait,
Mm-hmm.
rumors, after rumors that he's out. Like you wanted this. You caused this. So fuck you. You can all burn in hell. And you know what? The audience, the fans, we're fighting back. So we're bringing the war to you. And for Matt Reeves, um, just tell no. You better tell a compelling and a character-driven story, and we'll be interested. Um, just tell a unique, a like I said, and we'll be all in. If you find a great actor that can step up to Ben, all the great for it. And for Ben Affleck, we love you, and we love you extremely, and we miss you. And I hope someday that you could return to the DCU as Bruce, as Batman.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love you, and we miss you, Ben. You were the best. And well, yeah. To quote Waller, Ben was the best, the best. So that's my whole piece of Ben Affleck Matt Reeves situation.
Okay. So, um, do you think that you're gonna still see the movie itself, or are you undecided?
I'll be undecided until we see footage or production photos, something,
Mm-hmm.
because it's still in the air. There hasn't been anything, so all we know is that there's a release date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we know. There's no script. There's no actor. Nothing. So until we see movement, then I'm undecided.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Moving on, brother Cap. Let me ask you this. And this is also where the fire burns a little hotter, so to speak. Um, are you still supporting the DCEU through and through, or have things changed for yourself?
One hand, one hand says screw it, be a MCU fan because it's much easier. They seem to listen to the fans. Other side of me says no, Ramsey, keep supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
and and I'm stuck for all things superhero. So of course, being reluctant, I'm gonna support it, but it's gonna feel it's gonna feel empty rather than being whole. So I'll support it, but I'm less and less future DC projects, but yeah, it's a conflict of interest. Like personally, I don't want to, but me, I will.
All right.
But or um, or just be a full time MCU fan, which we know that's not gonna happen.
Right.
Because I mean, it's first of all, it's hard to when you don't even feel excited for any films anymore. The first it felt fresh, you felt excited, you felt like, oh, cool, Iron Man, or there's Cap. Like the trailers get you amped, the content gets you amped, and it says, oh, another MCU film, cool, I'll check it out
Right.
in 3D and just have fun, and that's it. It's
Fun.
empty. Yes, so much fun.
Yeah, but and Cap, like I said, like neither you nor I hate the MCU, but we see. But the
No,
thing is, as audience members, we see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
brainwashing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But what I see a lot of, and this is kind of veering off topic, what I see a lot of is this tribal, in comic movie mark. Shout out to them, and shout out to Brother Peel for that podcast as well. They mentioned
Yeah.
this in a video they did last year that I most recently stumbled upon. And ironically enough, I did a video similar to it, but I never released it. That's another topic. But they were talking about this tribal shit, and holy crap, I mean, here's the thing, like I always say, if you're
Yeah.
genuinely a fan of something, whether that just be DC or whether that just be Marvel, that's fine. But why are you getting mad when me or you isn't a passionate fan of Zack Snyder, or a passionate fan of the DCU? You gotta try and not tear us down. For example, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, because I
Yeah.
see it on both sides. But as I've said in past videos, I see it more from MCU fans just swarming whatever and just getting crazy, and even some DC fans attacking us for appreciating Zack Snyder's take on these characters. Am I right or am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Uh, you're totally right. It's sadistic. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
The whole like you said, the whole mentality and tribal nature of I'm Team Marvel, or like you said, I'm Team DC,
Mm-hmm.
but we do see more ones uh, and fanatics, because I literally you go on every video that's either Fox, Marvel, Sony Marvel, etc.
Mm-hmm.
They just try to tear anything that's not Disney down,
Yep.
and it doesn't only sense to comic book movies. It extends to other genres of film
Yep.
that's not Disney, like drama, action, etc. So it's disgusting. It For example, Venom. They tried to tear down Venom because remember, didn't you hear um, on Twitter? So they were a mixture of Lady Gaga fans, MCU Disney fans, and they just tried to tear. So
Yeah, I think I heard about
so
that.
with every review for A Star Was Born said, so I don't know, no, if every review for Venom said, oh, Venom is disgusting. Me
Yeah,
and my family walked out.
yeah,
Go see A Star Was Born instead.
yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that back in October. Yeah, man, it's real. It's real.
And yeah, so they tried to tear Venom down. Of course, Aquaman with the they tried to tear Aquaman down. Didn't work at all.
Nope.
Boom, $1 billion. Also, just a very enjoyable, fun film.
Mhm.
They tried to and to the extent that they caused the Predator and Venom to change their story. So instead of being this horror, sci-fi, um, like thriller, kind of film, or sci-fi horror action film,
Mhm.
it was a unbalanced tone of sci-fi elements, forced comedy,
Mhm.
and just not true to the character. Because remember, Venom was initially until MCU fanatics complained, "Oh, he's not in the MCU.
Yeah.
Why doing about Spider-Man? Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. All that bullshit."
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Like, mm-hmm.
That's not that my bad about cutting you off again, brother Cap, but that's the thing. Like Venom, I see it almost similarly to how I see Suicide Squad. Like I'm genuinely, like I told you a whiles ago, I'm genuinely a little bit more lenient on Suicide Squad and Venom as well. I like the movies, but I look at them similar. Like they could be so much better, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I like both to a fault, but but every time I watch them, it pisses me off of knowing what happened behind the scenes and
Mm-hmm.
what the true intent was. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's aimed to be more gritty, more true to Venom, which is a dark character. He's not some damn family friendly PG-13 kitty bullshit. He's he's literally an alien monster who eats human beings,
Mm-hmm.
who who's a savage in nature,
Mm-hmm.
who can't be tamed. So for that to make a PG-13 was stupid, but I think it worked. Um, he, um, shout out to him. In his portrayal of Eddie and Venom was very very awesome to watch.
True.
Uh, but so knowing that, and then knowing I've heard the rumors they're trying to make Carnage versus Venom
Mm-hmm.
also PG-13, which is very fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But because Carnage, no, there's no fucking way he's gonna be right at PG-13.
No, not Carnage. Definitely not Carnage. But of course, the MCU fan.
He's literally a walking psychopath.
Yeah, yeah. Like Cletus Cassidy, some of the stuff he's done, like that does not at all warrant a PG-13 rating. But you know, the fanboys are already saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's not Spider-Man. It's not in the MC. Like you said, it's not in the MCU. It's not this." And it's like they want it to fail, but it's not going to fail. And
exactly.
that's something I think. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters overseas listening, especially Eva Green. I got some cocoa butter, but anyway, shout out to all of them. they really have helped a lot of movies, and I think they get the idea that I try and continuously put out, that as to not invest so much of what you feel about a movie, especially beforehand, into what a critic or a blogger or a Twitter user says. They seem to just think, I'm gonna see this or I'm not gonna see it, whoop de woo, and they either go see it or don't go see it, and they form their opinion, and they'll obviously see it again. But just the observation. Moving back on along, brother Cap, man, let me ask you this. And this question is gonna make some people shift in their seat, cause and everything. Is it really surprising to you that the push for the Snyder cut has lasted this long?
Yes, yeah, because you would think hit after hit from the bloggers that some would just give up, and what some have just give up completely or just stop altogether. And you would think after that bullshit Wall Street Journal article, and then more nonsense later on in 2017, we would have given up, but we haven't. We stood firm. We stand firm, and continue to stand firm on our stance on this movement, in our fight, because we're strong, and we give each other hope, and that's the main thing. But no, we haven't given up. We haven't moved on, because and let me say this to all those who's listening, all my fellow Spartans and DC fans and Snyder fans, who made hashtag release Snyder Cut trend on several occasions. We did.
Facts.
Who raised over $79,000 in AFSAP, which is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, during Zach's stiff campaign. We did.
Facts.
Who also made Man of Steel and BBS trend on anniversaries. We did.
Facts.
Who made countless phone calls, letters, podcasts about development. We have that power. And who flew a damn banner over WB with Zack Snyder recognizing it and saying that's caring? We did.
Facts.
We can get this done, guys. We can get this mission accomplished, because we have that power.
Facts.
As long as we stay united and just keep hope, we can do amazing things. We can get this mission done. So that's all I'm saying is, hope never dies. It lives.
Facts. Damn, bro. You going in tonight. This is your night, brother. You were going in tonight.
I told you, I'm amped. Hell yeah.
All right. Now, let me ask you this, Cap. Now, this movie, when it first came out, I didn't see it right away. Unfortunately, I really did want to see it at the time, but it took me a while to finally get to it, and I rewatched it last year, and I was just really just in awe of it. And it's one of those movies that not only made me think and go back to certain scenes in the movie. I particularly the opening. I really love the opening, but it also just it engrossed me when I was watching. I was really fascinated by it. And that movie is Sucker Punch, my brother. Cue the dislike button for the trolls. Now, let me ask you this. What is one thing you took from the movie Sucker Punch that you feel goes overlooked?
So from Sucker Punch, I feel teamwork. Teamwork is a key thing.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, and to quote JL, you can't say the word alone, which
Mm.
is what what this the team of girls did. Rocket, Blondie, they to try to escape their captors, to escape the mental prison or the physical prison that they were held in.
That's correct.
They and it was emotional because yeah, it's just team of very vulnerable girls who has been mistreated, abused, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And not just for females. It speaks on a whole level of just of human drama and emotion,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and then the doctor um, Dr. V, played by Gina uh,
Gina Carano.
Gino.
Yeah.
Um, she tries to empower the girls. She tries to see what's wrong with them, see how she can help them.
Mm-hmm.
And even her character is flawed. Um, so, but the like I said earlier, she says you have the tools.
To
Uh,
fight back.
you have all to fight back, to keep fighting, and that's important, and that's what stuck with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then just the that betrayed, like breaking down and crying, and that felt real. It felt real, or with Vanessa Hudgens, and she's crying because she got she got hurt by one of the club owners in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see her just down, it's upsetting. It hurts. It like I said, Sucker Punch is a very emotionally powerful film.
It is.
So
It's very, very
yeah,
one of. I think looking at his Zach's filmography, I think all of it is underrated. But I think that's his most. Oh well, let me shut the fuck up and think about this for a second. I want to say, I wanted to say that that's his most underrated to me, but then I think about how people are so divisive on Watchmen. I mean,
mm,
so, but to me, Sucker Punch is probably the most underrated in his filmography. To me, what would you think between Sucker
yeah,
Punch and Watch?
it's amazing. It's a powerful film, and yeah, it's definitely it's I agree. It's definitely overlooked or not mentioned as much as it should be because it's powerful.
Mm,
And it has a strong message.
yeah,
Um, yeah, like I'll keep on saying. So use them.
I agree. I completely agree. Cap, you have flamed the mic tonight. The mic is popping grease off. Is extra crispy. I need an offering plate for the people, but unfortunately, I don't have a congregation or nothing like that. Moving on, Cap. We're approaching the finale. Thank you, man, for collabing with me on this video, man, and everything, and
Pleasure.
stopping by. Let me ask you this, and this is another really interesting question. And it's something I've thought about from time to time, seeing the response to Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman, and then Also going back and watching Watchmen, the film, and everything. And look, the question is, would you say that Doctor Manhattan and Superman are more similar than people realize?
Mm, they're similar to a point. Yes, they're both godlike beings,
Mm-hmm.
godlike figures, who have immense power. Um, but one is hardened and very perceptive towards humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And one is caring and loving towards humanity,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't know how to accomplish his goals, accomplish his mission. But one who doesn't give up, who keeps the hope, who who still fights to his last breath to save humanity.
Mm. Dude, did you like how many times have you seen Watchmen, and which cuts, if you don't mind my asking?
Hmm. I've seen Watchmen and I've seen parts of the director's cut,
Mm-hmm.
mostly.
Okay. What did you think about John's the scene that basically showed John's transformation? Because when I look at Watchmen, I'm like, that's another thing I really admire about the movie. Like, it literally looks like the comic just comes to life, and the imagery is so perfect. And like the book, it's something I have a hard time looking away from. Like when I read the graphic novel, certain panels like in the graphic novel, I had a hard time. Like I was just so like uh blown away by what I was reading. And I know people say, "Ooh, you read comics, ooh," but like you say, brother Cap, like you, brother Abdul, and the man himself say, powerful art can heal, bring about awareness, bring about change. And Watchmen is one of those things that makes me think about things that, and especially in terms of superheroes, that I typically don't think about. But yeah, like I said, what did you think about like his transfer, the scene with him transforming into basically Doctor Manhattan?
It was dope. It was very cool. Cause when when the first trailer came out,
Mm-hmm.
I was interested because it looked very cool, and you had that that music in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and then the slow motion scenes and the action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It looked dope. Like it superhero film. Like when I was at least like 13 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my preteens
Mm-hmm.
when I first seen the trailer. I'm like, oh, this is interesting, and and now I know the man behind it, Zack Snyder,
Yeah.
and now I've seen this. I've seen most of this filmography except for Guardians of Galaxy. I still need to watch that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I've seen most of his films, and he is the absolute best of the best.
Facts. Dude,
See more of his projects.
let me add. We're about to move on to the next question. I got three names for you. Jackie Earl
Right.
Haley as Rorschach, man. Dude,
Yeah.
Talk to me about Rorschach, man. I was really,
He's a
I
badass.
yes, I really when I read the again when I read the novel, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I'm conflicted, and it was almost similar to how I felt about the comedian. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this guy is pretty fucked up, honestly, but at the same time, he has some very valid points. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not
Yeah.
saying like again, I'm not saying like oh go kill people or go stab a chicken or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in terms of some of the ideals that both of them have about the world and society. I was like, damn, this is pretty deep. They have some points. What did you think about Jackie Earl Haley, my brother, as Rorschach?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Spot on. Spot on casting.
Yes.
Literally, any yeah, literally anything that that Zack does with comic book characters or DC,
Mm-hmm.
go back and rewatch me see or characters or Wilson or what's her name? Cindy as Silk Spectre. Like all of these actors and actresses that Zach picks,
They're
they
perfect.
literally are from the they're perfect. They're like if you go back and read watching comics, you can picture the characters as Jackie or Haley as Jeffrey D. Morgan, etc.
Yep.
Or or if you see a Batman novel or book, you see Ben Affleck, or Superman comic, you see you see Henry Cavill,
Mm-hmm.
or you see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
this casting is spot on. It's perfect. It's perfection.
I completely
Um,
agree.
I don't know how he does it, but he so deep into the source material, a grand bad as with emotions and music. It's insane what Zach does.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm still convinced he's a damn angel.
Same
Uh,
at this point. Like I said in the
exactly.
past video, like he's really the Superman this world doesn't deserve. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's really it's fascinating. It's crazy, but it's fascinating, man. Now,
No,
brother
definitely.
Cap, again, I appreciate you rocking out with me on this video, man. I've got two more questions, and then we're definitely gonna close out.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
to answer your point
Go ahead.
about when you said the comedian or Rorschach has a very they has a very
Valid point.
uh dark compass or outlook on the world, which is true. They exactly they see the world for what it is, a very place. They're just along for the ride, or they don't care.
Hmm.
They care, but they don't care.
Right.
Because they to them they know it's not gonna change. So they've I mean they're not complacent, but they're just trying to stave off something worse. So and then it ties back to Batman. The world only makes sense if you force it to.
Mm-hmm.
So it it all ties back. So that's awesome. But yes, on to your next question, sir.
All right, brother Cap. The next one is, what to you is the best component of Man of Steel and BVS?
Mm. The best component would be just the message of hope, of
Mm-hmm.
redemption, of the strength to fight back,
Mm-hmm.
or to beat the odds. as cliche as that might sound.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just like no, you can do it. That that each and every one of us has the capacity for being great, for
Mm.
accomplishing wonders, uh, um, for being ourselves, and if you have support around you that can mold you and shape you into an amazing person, an amazing character,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can change the world for the better, then that's great. Definitely do it. Definitely, if you have the means to give hope, um, you should. You uh, do it. Give the hope.
Mm.
So we can so we can be better as a whole, as a society, as humanity. So we can make progress, move forward, um, be be our better selves,
Mm-hmm.
and we might just save the world.
Damn.
So that's my whole take on it. Am I? Yeah. Am I just blowing your mind tonight?
That's literally what I was gonna say. Like you blow me away with how you answer these questions, bro. Because I think you
Yeah.
know ahead of time that I try and throw the hardest ones every now and then. But yeah, you really answer them so intricately, man. And again, I appreciate you collaborating with me on this video. Brother Cap, let me talk to you a bit about Aquaman and everything, because we were originally gonna do a video on Aquaman, and unfortunately time constraints and everything, things happen, and that unfortunately didn't
Yeah.
come to pass, and me and brother Fran ended up doing it. But we got a little bit more time, so I want to talk to you a little bit more in depth about it now. uh Jason
Yeah.
Momoa was cast as Aquaman. People, of course, were bitching online and saying, "Oh, Wolverine, oh, and Lobo, and everything," and also saying, "I don't get it. He's supposed to be blonde, all wear his green underwear, all this shit." And you know, people get skeptical real easily. I'm not gonna lie to you, and
Yeah.
you know,
A lot.
yeah, and and the thing is, Cat, like, I never really Aquaman. When I thought about Justice League at the time, Aquaman wasn't one of the first guys that came to mind. For me, it was always, okay,
Hmm.
Justice League. Okay, that's Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. But I didn't really initially think about Aquaman or whatever. And
Hmm.
again, like you said earlier, Zach is so great with his casting. He got Jason Momoa, and to see how
Yeah.
far Jason Momoa has come, and to see him continuously support the same thing that you and I and so many others are supporting, it's really amazing. And and he was really humbled by the success of Aquaman. People, regardless of what Rotten Tomatoes or these Marvel dick sucking critics had to say, he was really, moved by the success of Aquaman and everything. And
Right.
we've seen the announcement that yes, they are going ahead with the sequel. Yes, they are going to do a spinoff with the Trench. um Man, what did you think about Aquaman? Because a lot of people counted it out early on, especially after Justice League release. People were like, "This movie ain't gonna succeed. It's going up against Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is a good movie. It's going up against Mary Poppins Returns, something nobody really wanted to see. Oh, Bumblebee. Oh, what's your take on all this, Cap?"
Badass. Jason is perfection. My God, what a film!
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, and well, yes, it has the few elements of stupid, forced, and cringy comedy. But besides that, um, badass action. Um, definitely deeper themes of heritage in this world, or being a person
Different world.
of two uh, lineages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, what's your place in how do you how do you move forward? How do you what do you do? Um, and it has. I mean, it, yeah. On the surface, yes, it's just it's a fun adventure action film,
Mm-hmm.
but Snyder's and like Patty's film themes going at play, which I appreciate that. It is shy away from topics such as King Orm's whole reasoning behind his overtake of the surface world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, humanity is dumping. They are polluting the ocean, and that's horrible. That's horrifying, and it should stop. Um, so what's one subject. The other is the subtle hints of prejudice, like you um don't belong at play. Arthur, he's this reluctant hero, now king, but he wants to be neither. He
Mm-hmm.
just wants to be a loner. He wants to do him in. He's a drifter. He wants to be alone. He doesn't want any of this mess. He doesn't want any heroics. He doesn't want the throne. He wants to just be him and be free. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we can all relate to.
Mm.
But um, but through Mara, through Queen Alana, his mother, realizes he has a calling, whether he likes it or not. That there's something greater than himself.
Facts.
So he musters the will and the strength and the courage to press on and to ultimately save the day. And it was just a great, majestic, badass film about Aquaman. And yeah, some may think that wouldn't work, but it did. $1 billion and great reviews. It definitely worked.
Mm-hmm.
So go, Jason.
Facts.
And thank you, Zach, for casting him. Yeah,
Abs-
thanks. I fucking love the Trident. It's awesome, and the suit he has is awesome too.
Dude,
And
not to cut you
it's
off, dude, but what word would you use to describe the visuals, which the Academy should be completely ashamed of themselves for not nominated? What is one adjective you would use?
wow. Seriously, go look at the trench scene
Exactly.
when the water isn't when the raindrops is in slow motion and it pauses or it slows down. The amount of detail and depth is and also the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's stunning. It's incredible. and also in and also in 3D. This film is so better as 3D.
I loved it in IMAX. I can only imagine how it looked in 3D, dude.
Oh,
How many times did you see it in 3D, if I might ask?
5 times.
Dude, dude,
Five times in 3D.
I'm sorry, man. I must confess, I am jealous. I did not get to see it in 3D. However, I really want to see it uh, on 4K. So this may very well be the time when I get a 4K player, because the effects just blew me away. And again, I'm not trying to diss Marvel, but
Yeah.
you of all people, Cap, know how much I enjoy Black Panther. I have a fondness for Doctor
Yeah.
Strange, but you can't tell me that Black Panther and Doctor Strange, which had the fart cloud that was supposed to be Dormammu, had the most mind blowing effects over Aquaman. Aquaman had some of
Definitely
the
not.
best effects I've seen in a comic book film, period, whether it's DC or Marvel. And that's just facts, in my opinion. Like, it's just disgraceful that it was overlooked.
Yeah. No. I agree. No. The visual effects in Aquaman is outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from the luminescent Atlantis to the ruins of the old civilization of Atlantis,
Mm-hmm.
the trench. Um, so when Mira, Volko, and Arthur talk in that abandoned sunken ship, the effects when like the fish when it got in, and then when Volko throws it out
Mm-hmm.
into the water, it's all that is it's incredible. It's it's amazing to look at.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let me ask you this, man. What did you think about Patrick Wilson, his arm?
It's cool, very cool. He up there with Zod on the whole, I want to save my people and my kind.
Mm-hmm.
The whole motivation behind his evil doings. One thing DC Films has are great villains,
That's true.
uh, like Zod, like Lex, like King
Mm-hmm.
or Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm.
You have villains who are born just the one goal isn't set. They have complexity behind their character. They have their and they think they think what they're doing.
Is absolutely the truth.
Uh, yeah, exactly. They think what they're doing justifies the output. Um, yeah, they think their input justifies the output. They so it, yeah they have a specific view of the world, of the people around them,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, these villains from DC are psychological in nature. They they make you question um, um, whether like yeah they like with Zod, you sympathize with Zod because it's the last of his kind, his people is
Mm-hmm.
destroyed. Will you you sympathize with that. With Lex, hurt deeply and abandoned, or just not amounting to anything due to his father, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone like King Orm, who he wants to just protect the ocean, protect the Atlanteans from dying from pollution, and that's a noble. So for villains like King Orm, all he wants to do is just protect the ocean and protect the Atlanteans from dying from pollution, which is a very noble cause.
Mhm.
It's just the execution is dastardly,
Mhm.
and and yeah, um instead of like the king of the fisherman tribe says we should teach the people of the surface of our ways, but instead of doing that, he says no, fuck the surface. Like, I'm done with your bullshit. You're gonna pollute our oceans and kill our people.
Mhm.
Well, I guess it's our turn. So that, yeah, see, the layers and complexity is what makes an interesting villain. A villain who's flawed, who's who's not necessarily a villain per se, just a person who feels or who thinks, or in hindsight, their cause is worthy.
Mhm.
Um, but their end goal is detrimental to others. So that's my whole take on DC's villains in Aquaman film. Uh, it's great. It has depth, which is a current theme with DC films, which much has themes that are grander, all while being stunning visual piece and a badass action film.
Mhm.
So, um, and the score is hell yes, the score is dope. Walkman's theme is triumphant. Um, so definitely erases that abomination in 2017. So
Right.
that's a plus.
Right.
That's definitely a plus. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's interesting what you mentioned about villains. I've always been of the mind that when it comes to villains, I always tend to uh, look more at the ones that aren't bad just for the sake of being bad, or aren't just villains just for the sake of being villains. Because, like you mentioned about layers, I think when you give a villain layers, like you mentioned, that makes the villain more compelling. A la Killmonger, or even going back to Batman Begins with the Ra's al Ghul, like you mentioned, a Zod, or even in this case, a Orm. What did you think about Black Manta, brother Cap?
Badass. He's very cool. He was ruthless. With him, he's a bit more getting his goal done. Well, first he steals several tech, like the Manta deep sea diver ship, and then he boards a submarine, scavenges like his dad does, like his grandma did before him,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he encounters Aquaman, there's this feud. He suddenly wants revenge for Arthur killing his dad by accident, or well on purpose, in accident. Um, so with Black Manta, he's more straightforward. Um, he just has one thing on his mind, and that's the death of Arthur, or making Arthur suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely amped to see Black Manta, to see more of him.
Same.
I would like to see more more complexity to his character. To see more, to see a bit more depth with Manta.
Mhm.
So that'd be cool.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters, man. And the more I thought about it, I was like, man, this I really like it. And it really, when I look at all of the DC outings so far that I really immensely enjoy, I look at, obviously for me, Man of Steel, BVS, and Wonder Woman, but Aquaman is right up there, man. It's really really fascinating tale. Again, shout out to James Wan, shout out to Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, and everybody else. Nicole Kidman, Yaha is Black Manta, and Michael Beach as well. I was surprised to see him in the movie. He's been acting a while as well. Shout out to everybody, man. And Cap, that is gonna conclude this sermon. You preached the fuck out of this vid tonight, man. I'm sorry I don't have again again. I'm sorry I don't have any. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. That's my goal to be more clear, to speak more concise and clear, so I can be understood better.
Yeah.
That's growth. That's what again. That's what Zach Films taught me is growth. So that's my goal for tonight, is speaking more clear, more concise, and also speaking more smartly, and to delve into these subjects so I can get deeper. So hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, this was, you own this shit, bro. You own this shit. I was trying to get on my Joe Rogan shit tonight, but you just took the mic and said, "Excuse everybody, get out of my way. I'm about to take this shit over, man." And I really appreciate it, man. We're gonna keep this up. Like I discussed with you, I just wanna really get a big podcast with the whole bunch of guys sometime in the foreseeable future. It's just a matter of timing and place and getting everything set up and everything. And I just want us all to go in like, the 12 disciples minus Judas, obviously. So I guess it'd be 11, however many it is. We all just need to get together and just really collab and just all speak our piece. And when that will happen, I don't know. It'll be sometime in the foreseeable future. Like I said, it's all a matter of timing and everything, but that'll be another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I will leave a link to Cap's Twitter in the description. Obviously don't fuck with him because he's not to be fucked with. And again, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, as you're listening to this, do not get triggered. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and stop being stingy with the likes and subscriptions. And thank you all so much once again for tuning in, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Peace out.
Peace out.